back to my channel. My name is Aisha if you're new here. Today I'm going to be doing my everyday, I guess, winter makeup routine. I've been wearing this look pretty much all over Instagram, and y'all, the amount of DMs that I'm getting to film a tutorial on this look over here, which if you guys follow me on Instagram you would have seen a lot. Yeah, the DMs were crazy. So today's Sunday morning, I am heading out and I figured I would just record myself doing my makeup anyways. I'm just starting off with some lip balm because my lips are super dry. But if this is your first time checking me out, then please subscribe. I would love for you guys to join the family. Just click the subscribe button down below. And also, someone made a great point, and I mentioned this in my last video. I never really ask for likes on my videos, therefore my videos don't get very many likes. So if you are watching this and want to participate in the little experiment to see if I ask for likes, if I actually get them, then let's try to get this video to like 5,000 likes or something, or more. More would be wonderful. 10,000? No, that's a little overzealous, I think. But let's get into this video. It's honestly, I debated even doing this because it's very similar to what I normally do. But there have been a couple different products that I've recently incorporated, including this one over here by a new brand called Auric, which is actually founded by Samantha Ravindal here on YouTube. I love her. She's literally one of my favorite content creators, influencers, whatever you want to call it. She is just so funny and so real. But anyway, she launched her brand. It's probably the most stunning brand I've seen in a while. Like, I just need to show you. This is like her kind of like hero product that she just launched. She also launched like an eyeshadow duo thing, but this is what I'll be using today because it's amazing. It's their Glow Lust Radiant Luminizer, so I'll be trying that out and then just kind of sharing my technique on how to achieve like a glow from within type look. The skin still sort of looks matte, but like when I move, it still has a glow to it. I don't even know how to explain it, and I don't use highlighter anymore, so this is going to be a great video for people who maybe have texture or just don't want to deal with another step in their routine, aka highlighter. This is just what I've been doing, and it gives me the most stunning glow. But I will say a lot of it has to do with prep beforehand, so just make sure your skin is nice and hydrated. Use all your serums, your skincare, your SPF, and you know, it's important to have a glow before you even put on makeup. But anyways, let's get into this. I'm actually gonna start with brows though, because yesterday I put this product on and put all like the primers and stuff, and then I did my brows and there was a little chunkiness going on. So let's do the brows first. I've shared this a couple times now, but I've been absolutely obsessed with the e.l.f. Wow Brow. So good. I'm gonna zoom you guys in because I feel like we need to be up close and personal for this. But yeah, literally so freaking bomb. $4, and it gives me the best brows ever. So I use two shades. I use neutral brown and dark brown. So I'm just gonna run this through my brows. So my technique with the brow gel is I literally just brush up. I don't go to the side or anything. I brush all my brow hairs up because I find it makes your brows look thicker and more like feathery. So that is my little technique, and this will apply kind of like little fibers to the hairs, so it will actually thicken your brows a little bit. I'm just gonna show you guys what I mean by the fibers on this thing because I personally think it looks really cool. Hopefully you can see that. I take my pencil next and I just kind of like extend the tail of my brow a little and then lightly fill in any sparse areas, which is usually just in the arch of my brow. And then I put a little here. I know that looks intense, but I blend it with my finger. No matter what, I always do the concealer trick. It's just a game changer, so. All right, 10 million years later, I am done with my brows. This is what they look like, nice and fluffy and thick. I'm sorry if the lighting's kind of weird. I'm filming in my living room right now, just because it's nice and bright and beautiful. I'm gonna go in with this Shine Control Step 1. Oh wait, no, this isn't the one that I wanted to use. This one, Makeup Forever Pore Minimizer, Step 1 Primer. They just reformulated these, and I really like this. So I take this, and it has a little bit of like a color to it, so I just take a little in my hands and just kind of like put them in areas where I want to minimize my pores, which I don't really have like super enlarged pores or anything, but I just find this like really smooths out my skin in a beautiful way. And even though we want to look like we have a glow from within, I don't want to look oily, so I feel like this kind of just helps balance everything out. If you do have super oily skin, I would use the Shine Control mattifying one, but I did this yesterday, and by the end of the day, like, I looked slightly oily, but like it looked nice, like, you know, like an oily glow. It was really nice. But as you can see, it's kind of toning down a little bit of that glow, so we'll add that back with all the products afterwards. I just push the product into my skin. Now time for Auric. I use the shade Citrine. I tried using the shade darker, but I just feel like it's a little bit too dark. When you pump this out for the first time, it feels kind of like a foundation. Like, it kind of looks and feels like a foundation, but I mean, it's pretty thick, like it's pretty pigmented. But what I do is I put some on the back of my beauty blender, and I just put this on areas where I want that glow from within. So on my cheekbones, like so. It just adds like such a stunning, it's not like shimmery or anything, like it just adds, I don't even know how to explain it. I've never used a product like this before, but it's super pretty. I feel like it's supposed to be similar to the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter, which kind of gives a similar vibe, but I've never used that one, so I can't really compare it. But it's just, look at that. I just added the glow right back. But it's not intense or anything. It also doesn't have any shimmer, which I like. I'm gonna add a little bit more. I also like to put this on my forehead over here, like right above my brows, just in this like C shape, because then when you turn, it just leaves a really pretty effect on the skin. I tried this yesterday. I just like kind of put it on like a moisturizer all over the skin. I don't mind that, but I feel like because it does have a little bit of some coverage to it, like some pigmentation, it kind of makes me look ashy, but not really. I don't know. I feel like if I mixed this and like the shade darker, it could work, but this is just the technique that I found works the best for me and gives me the best results like in the end. So I just put this on all the areas that I want a glow, and I get to control where the glow goes as well. Speaking of glow goals, this is like super random, but I think I mentioned in a past video, the one that was in collaboration with Biossance, that I was gonna be coming out with a like limited edition collection with them. And by the time this video is up, I feel like it should be live. I can't remember if they said the 28th or the 26th, but if it is live, I will have it down below. If not, then definitely just keep a lookout for it. It's gonna be called the Glow Goals Trio by Aysha Harun, and it comes with the vitamin C dark spot serum that I talked about in that video that I've been using literally every single day. I feel like it gives such a gorgeous glow on the skin and, like, you know, helps with hyperpigmentation. It's gonna have that. It's gonna have a travel size of the lactic acid, which is seriously one of my all-time favorite skincare products in general, and then also a travel size of the vitamin C rose oil, which has been a favorite of mine for years. So you can check that out. It should be live now, but oh my god, guys, look at this glow. Like, Sam freaking killed it. Like, literally killed it, from the pump to the packaging, like to everything. It's just so pretty. I feel like even without makeup, like, that just leaves such a gorgeous finish on the skin. Come super close so y'all can see it. Really pretty. I think it launches on the 24th or the 26th, I can't remember. But that is that. I probably put a total of like a pump all over, which is kind of a lot. One pump is a lot of product with this thing. Moving on, for foundation, I have been using my favorite. I probably need a new one of these because I've had this one for so many years. But this is the Glossier Skin Tint in the shade G3. Looks like this. It doesn't add a ton of coverage, but whatever coverage it does add, I think it just looks so pretty, and it leaves like a natural glow as well. So I literally just like pump this on my skin like so. Focusing on areas that needs more coverage, which is usually just around my mouth actually. But for how like light coverage this is, I feel like it lasts a really long time. It doesn't like crease or anything. It's just seriously one of the best underrated foundations, I feel like. And it took a while for me to give it a shot because I just thought it was for like people who already had perfect skin, or like, should I say like even skin? Like I thought it was just gonna be like a cute moisturizer or something, but no, it's actually bomb. So I know that looks like a lot, it kind of is, but I usually use a brush, but I think I'm actually gonna just use my beauty blender today. And this clearly also adds just a really pretty glow from within type look. I don't put a ton on my forehead. I honestly just take whatever is left over on my beauty blender and put that on, just so it kind of matches the rest of my face, but I don't like to put a ton of product on my forehead. I learned that tip from Makeup by Ariel, because the more product you have on your forehead, the more makeup it looks like you're wearing. So if you want kind of a natural look, just use any residual product from your face on your forehead. Is this more even lighting? I feel like it is. Yeah, whatever. So that looks pretty good. Nice even coverage, looking very glowy. This is something I don't always do, but sometimes I will. If I feel like I need more coverage around my mouth area, I'll just take a slightly more fuller coverage foundation. This is the Lancome Tinted Ultra Wear in the shade 520 or 500 Suede W. I just take a very small amount, like less than half a pump, and then I just put that around my mouth, just for slightly more coverage. I feel like honestly it's not very noticeable when I don't do this, but oh well. For concealer, I'm still using these two, Stay Naked Concealer by Urban Decay in the shade 70NY. I always use kind of a more like skin tone shade for like the first application, just to actually correct the under eyes. And then I go in with a lighter one, which is the Clinique Even Better concealer. And I think this gives a really beautiful like brightness to the under eyes, and I just like them together. And this one is in the shade Cream Caramel, WN98. I also run this down the bridge of my nose, on my chin, and on my forehead. Also, side note, y'all, Jamina's dying. She's unfortunately dying. I think it was because I didn't repot her in time. When I bought it, the roots were already kind of like popping out of the pot and I just left it as such. So she's dying, unfortunately. I'm just gonna let her chill though. I'm still watering her. She still looks cute, but her leaves are just not thriving right now. I think she was upset that I left her too soon. These two concealers are just perfection. Moving on to cream blush. I like to layer my blushes, so recently I've been back on the Rare Beauty Love blush. Take a little bit. It's very pigmented, so you don't really need more than 2 dots. And I feel like adding this layer before all the powders and everything just ensures that the blush is really at the forefront. I love the look of blush. So I know that looks kind of crazy right now. I don't know why it looks crazier on camera than it does in person, but it will eventually kind of like fade into the background once I put on the setting powders and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna put a little bit more of this Clinique concealer. The blush kind of took over a little bit. All right, now this is hands down my favorite technique of setting my under eyes. I take the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin powder. This is the Blurring Powder Foundation. So I use a shade that's really light for me. It's Y375. And I'm just focusing on really pushing this product into all of the fine lines under my eyes. Because this is a blurring foundation, it adds a little bit of coverage, but it also like truly blurs. Like look at the difference between this and this. It's insane. I also run this down the bridge of my nose. And then, I know it seems like a lot of powder, but like I said, trust the process. Take the Beauty Blender again, dip it in some translucent powder. I'm using the Laura Mercier yellow one, or I think it's called Honey. And then I put that exactly where I just put the rest of the powder as well. If you have super dry under eyes, I probably wouldn't recommend this technique because it might look a little too dry and crepey, but try it out and see how you like it. The key is using a damp beauty blender and like continually dabbing until all of the powder is gone. I don't like to let the powder sit on my under eyes. I like to really just like work it in just to ensure that it is setting everything perfectly. And I feel like this is what really gives you that like flawless airbrushed under eye look. So there's that. By the way, I use a lot of products to achieve my everyday look. I know it like may seem excessive, but it's just what works for me, and it gives me the results. So I'm gonna take this powder foundation by Fenty Beauty, the Soft Matte Powder Foundation in the shade 420. I like to use this to kind of set around my mouth. I'm just gonna put a little bit here to kind of blend the powder into my skin tone. And I just realized I didn't put powder down my nose. This is key. Gives a really nice contoured effect. And I'm just using whatever is left over on this brush, which isn't honestly a lot, just to slightly set these areas just before I put on bronzer so it doesn't like skip in those areas. And for bronzer, y'all know the drill. Gucci bronzer, it's elite. It's expensive, it's bougie, but it's elite. It's honestly the best bronzer. So I use the shade 5. And I'm going to work this into my cheekbones. It's okay if you're a little messy because I'll show you guys a technique to clean it up a little bit. It's kind of hard to put on bronzer with a hijab on, so I'll probably do this bit off camera and then come back. Okay, so bronzer is done. If you ever feel like you applied too much bronzer and like it kind of like fades down towards the cheek, this is the technique I use. I take my beauty blender, I kind of roll it in some setting powder, not too much, but enough. And then I go from my ear to the edge of my mouth. And then I just take whatever's remaining and dab it underneath. This will also kind of give you a little bit of a cheekbone action. And we'll brush it off a little bit later, but I'm gonna do the same on the other side. I warned y'all that this would be a lot of steps, okay? Maybe I didn't, but here's a warning. Time for eyeshadow, aka bronzer. I just take a fluffy brush. This is the Morphe M535, and I run this in my crease. Put it all the way from my inner corner, my lid, and then in circular motions, blow it out. Adds like such a really beautiful, like sultry look to the eyes. With a slightly tighter brush, I do basically the same thing on my lower lash line. This part is optional, but I just take any like matte color that's a little bit lighter than my skin tone. This is a Natasha Denona palette, but definitely doesn't have to be this brand. And I just kind of put that on my lid. It honestly doesn't do a ton, but I feel like it just kind of like makes my lids look slightly bigger. You can kind of see the difference. It just like opens up the eye slightly. Very subtle differences in my makeup. And then just take my blending brush again with zero product on it and just make sure it's nice and seamless. And then I'm gonna take the shimmer in this palette and put that in my inner corner. I'm gonna take a brown eyeliner. This is Makeup Forever Aqua pencil. And I'm gonna tightline my eyes with this. I'm also gonna smudge a little bit of this on my lash line and just use my fingers to smudge it out. All right, my favorite time, more blush. So obviously I added blush already, but I want more, period. So I'm gonna use this one. This is my favorite blush. I don't think anything will ever top it. But it's the Head Rush Blush and Highlighter Duo by House Labs in the shade Pleaser and Tease. I mainly just use the shade Pleaser. Well, I only use the shade Pleaser. I never use the shade Tease because it's a highlight. This one over here, I take it on this like really fluffy brush. I'm not a huge fan of this brush because it sheds like a mofo, but it applies blush really nicely. So I'm just going to pack that on, and I like to focus right on the apples of my cheeks. I feel like this camera picks up like red colors a lot more, so it's gonna look pretty intense. I promise it doesn't look like that in person. And then I also put some on my nose. Now to fix how like I kind of got it a little too high over there, I take a brush like this, go back into the Makeup Forever powder foundation, and I just dab over. There we go. And then I'm actually just gonna use the same brush to brush this thing off. Okay, and then as you can see, like I'm matte, but there still sort of is kind of a glow from within, but to intensify that, I use this spray. It's my favorite spray of all time, the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, and I go in, girl. I go in. Actually, I need my fan, 1 second. And then I let this half dry, and then I'll show you what I do. So once it's kind of half dry, I then take the Urban Decay All Nighter spray, and this is what's actually gonna hold this all in place and make sure she's looking cute until I want her off. And I focus this around my mouth because that's where I'll be wearing a mask. And then go back in with my fan. I'm about to fall asleep, oh my god. This feels too good. Favorite and least favorite part, I hate applying mascara because it just takes me so damn long due to my technique. But this effect is insane. Lancome Lash Idole, it's their new mascara. I'll show you guys the bristles. Like that. Has a curved edge, so it actually like lifts your lashes. And then on top, I use Oma Beauty Drama Bomb mascara, which looks like this. It's nice and fat, so it adds a ton of volume, and y'all just wait and see. I mean, you saw it probably in my last video actually, but it's pretty. And the key is to actually apply your second mascara while the first one is still drying. Just appreciate that, guys. Appreciate that difference. Crazy. Like, it literally looks like I put on a strip lash. It's insane. Whew, okay, I'm gonna do the other eye off camera, and then we'll finish off with the lips because I gotta get going. Mascara's on. Last step. Thank God, because I need to leave. I'm using the lip liner by Makeup Forever, Artist Color Pencil in the shade Limitless Brown. I've talked about this so many times. On top, I'm gonna use this lipstick by actually Dominique Cosmetics. She came out with like a range of nudes, and they're so pretty. This one is in the shade Cayeta? I don't know how to pronounce that. Cayeta? I don't know. But it's a peachy nude. And then on top, I'm gonna dab a little bit of this Oma Beauty Eartha lipstick because it's a little bit lighter and it's cool tone, so I feel like it'll brighten up the lip a little. Just a little bit though, because to be honest, it's a little bit drying. At least for me with dry lips, but that is it. That is my little glow from within makeup tutorial. I think it looks really pretty. Let me see if I can get better lighting for y'all. There we go. Ooh, she looking cute. She looking real cute. Okay, I'm kind of feeling myself, okay. Actually, finishing touch. I always do this. I need to start getting in the habit of like talking once I have the product in my hand, you know? But this is the House Laboratories eyeliner in the shade Whiskey. It's a brown. And what I do is I load up the product on the tip of my brush and then I go over my beauty marks because I feel like it, I don't know, it just looks pretty. So I have one over here. I also do this if I have like a breakout or something, I'll like turn it into a beauty mark. Alhamdulillah, no breakouts today. I have another one here. And that is all. I'll do one last spritz of the Continuous Setting Mist. Not as intense as the other layer, but that is my current everyday makeup look. Looking really pretty. Sometimes I do put mascara on the bottom of my lashes, but lately I have not been doing that, and I feel like it just looks really pretty. So as you can see, I don't have any highlighter on, but every direction I've moved my face, there's a glow, and that's what I love to achieve. I think it just looks so, so beautiful. Just a glow from within all over. So I hope you guys try out this makeup look. If you do, let me know. Even if you try out some of the techniques, I know I used a lot of products. You definitely don't need to use as much as I do. It's just what works for me, and I really love playing with different products and using different textures to achieve like a certain look. So do whatever works for you. Let me zoom in on the skin so y'all can see it a little bit better. But honestly, I'm just so impressed with Auric, this brand. So I would give this a try if you guys want a similar look to this, because It's just very subtle, but it adds like a smooth glow all over the skin. So pretty. I'm gonna link all the products that I used below. But if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think of the final look. I know it's very similar to what I always do, but the techniques have changed a little bit. So hopefully you enjoyed it and got something out of it. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, guys. I would love for you to join the family. Give this video a thumbs up. Like I said, we're trying to hit over 5K thumbs up. So let's see if we can do it. Yeah, enjoy your day, guys. I love you, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye. Mwah.